Hello, Mid-Michigan. It feels good to be back. Chris Spockman here with you on the Woods Household pregame show after, maybe a month hiatus with high school basketball ending, I want to say a little bit before St. Patrick's Day, but here we are, finally a nice day. We're able to be up in Clare last week for a little bit of highlights, but here we are. We got a full game for you. Softball action, Beal City taking on Gladwin. It is the first game of the year for both of these squads, so they've probably both had a lot of practice. I don't know how much of it's necessarily even been indoors, but we are ready for the action. And if you listened to me last year at playoff run with Buck 92, it was Beal City softball and Beal City baseball making quite a deep run. And Beal City softball only lost superstar senior Eva Lynch. They've got everybody else back, so it's going to be a very similar lineup if you're familiar with last year. Lauren Lucario will lead things off. She's the catcher. Emily Taylor will be hitting in the two-hole. She's the shortstop. Ariana Brown is the third baseman. She'll be batting third. Batting cleanup is going to be Emma Block. She'll be on first base. Macy Johnston will be on the mound and batting fifth. Dakota Dodak will be in center field, batting sixth. Batting seventh will be Madison Fisher. She'll be in left field. Batting eighth is going to be Macy McKinney. She'll be at second base. And Beth Block will be out in right field. And this is a dominant lineup. Talking with Coach Johnston before the season and some of my Batter Up podcast season previews, he said, we are just loaded this year. It's just a murderer's row. I imagine he's going to have a lot of girls he can play off the bench. There's no JV team out here in Beal City, but they are stacked. They are going to be ready to hit the baseball. But Gladwin, about two and a half times the size of Beal City. Didn't have a great record last year, but playing in a really tough Jack Pine conference. So very interested to see what they bring to the table. We're going to take a break here on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, we'll get you all set up for first pitch. Beal City, Gladwin, here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Well, much apologies to my friends at Clark Modular Homes, but we got started a little early here. On the mound, Macy Johnston at the plate, Addison Ty Slicky. So they missed the first two. I think they both missed, though, but kind of dial it up here after this one. Here comes the pitch from Macy Johnston on the mound. It's a high fly ball down the third base line. Coming in to make the play from left field, and it's a good one from Madison Fisher. So a 1 up, a 1 down as Ty Slicky goes down swinging. Now stepping up for Gladwin is going to be a Reagan McCartney. So we'll see what McCartney can do. She's playing second base. Quick little look down there. Umpires making sure they're on the same page. And here we go. Johnston on the mound, ready to deal with her second batter of the year. And a lot of these Beal City girls playing a whole lot of softball in the offseason as well. This one is going to be fouled off. 0-1 now the count to McCartney, as I said, playing second base. And rosters a little bit more difficult to come by when you got baseball out here. Again, there's no NFHS network cameras out here. And so start a couple minutes early. So much love to Clark Modular Homes, one of our big sponsors. Now here comes a fly ball down the right field line that'll just get foul. Charging in on it was Beth Block. Count now 0-2 to McCartney. Chance for Macy Johnston. Throw that off speed. Maybe put one in the dirt. Try and get McCartney to chase it. And Chris Bachman here with you from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Beal City Softball to start off the year of baseball softball coverage here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. There is that changeup. It's going to be high and outside. 1-2 now the count to McCartney. Catcher Liz Winchester is on deck for Gladwin. And Gladwin, not a good a record last year as Beal City. And with everybody coming back from Beal City, they'd definitely be the favorites here in this ball game. However, they got a whole lot of kids, about 2.5 times the size of Beal City. And so they're not coming down here expecting to lose to a school smaller than them, a couple divisions below. There's a swing and a miss. It's going to be a strikeout for Macy Johnston. Here comes Liz Winchester to the plate now. She's wearing number 13. Aggie girls out there in the royal blue, the black with the white striping. Gladwin out there, black pants, royal blue shirt. So you got the same color. You wouldn't be able to get away with this. Comes to basketball or football. Here comes a high fly ball to center field. It's got some distance on it. Dodak's at the fence. It is gone. Winchester with the bomb on her first pitch of the year. What a big at-bat for Winchester. The catcher making it happen the first time she steps to the plate. Now we'll have the pitcher, Angelica Corlew, coming up, and I'll talk about it a bunch. This will be my first year covering some regular season softball. You've got another fence out there that's about 10, 15 yards beyond the other. That would have been playable 3-4 years ago here at Beal City High School. 1-0 on the board is Liz Winchester, and so a great start here for Gladwin, leading it 1-0. 2 outs, top of the first inning. Johnston back on the mound. I'll say it again, the way high school softball works, you're going to give up a few dingers here and there to some great batters. You just got to get out there and keep working in the circle. That one will be in the dirt for strike one. 1-1 now the count here. So Corlew on the mound. And 0-1. Big shout out to my main man, Joey Federico, is here doing the PA system. That one is going to be swing and a miss there for Corlew. Chance for Johnson to get her second strikeout of the top half of the first here. Say due up for Beal City. It's going to be Lauren Licari. Emily Taylor. Here comes a pop-up. It's going to get back to the fence. Licari, Taylor, along with Ariana Brown, due up for Beal City. Coming up next, we'll say brought to you by our friends at Clark Modular Homes. Thanks so much for tuning into our Woods Household pregame show. Don't have much of a Gates Drilling and Service halftime show coming up, obviously, with no halftime here, but we'll continue to give them all the love they deserve. Here comes the next pitch from Johnson. That one's going to be outside, 1-2 now the count. So for Johnson, still got another pitch to waste here. I don't think Macy Johnston's going to be timid at all after giving up a home run. She's going to be confident in the stuff she has. She's got a lot of experience out there on the mound, whether it's high school or travel ball. That one's going to be in there for a called third strike. So 2 strikeouts here in the top half of the first, but 1 run is across on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on. 1-0 the score as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Due up, it's Licari, Taylor, and Ariana Brown, and got different commercial breaks, obviously, now. They're going into high school baseball and softball. If games go the distance, it'll be easy to get in all those breaks. But if we have some of those quick games, well, they could go kind of quick. So we'll stay here right now and give some love to some of our great sponsors like Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household, along with our friends at J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, and G&S Mechanical. On the mound, as I said, is going to be as the cleanup hitter. Just went down on strikes, Corlew. At shortstop, you're going to have a designated player, Michaela O'Callahan. She won't be batting. Out in center field, you've got Addison Ty Slicky, who was the leadoff hitter as well. But into the circle, it's going to be Angelica Corlew having to deal with this unbelievable lineup of Beal City. Laura Licari leading things off behind the plate. Again, behind her is Emily Taylor, who broke the home run record last year for Beal City. Again, I'll bring up that fence coming in. Much love. My homegirl, Paige Antcliffe, who I believe had the record before and may still have the record if she was, batting with 200 all the way around. Here comes Licari. Stepping in, batting on the right side. On the mound, Corlew. Ready to work. 1-0 is the score. Gladwin got a home run in the top half of the first. That one's going to miss. 1-0 the count to Licari. Chris Bachman with you. Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Much love going out to the Isabella Community Sportsplex, a Berry Funeral Home, Mid-Michigan Industries, Boomer's Lawn Care, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, who is finally back open. I might have to head up there tonight, along with our friends at Rick's Food Center. Here comes the 1-1. That one's going to be fouled off by Licari. Now 1-2. Nobody out. Corlew on the mound wearing double zeros out there. Number she'd like to give up today to this great Beal City lineup. Here comes the next one. That one's going to be fouled off the backstop. We'll do the 1-2 again. No pitch count in high school softball like there is, and well, it seems like every level of baseball now. I know talking with Coach Jake Johnson, he said he's got so many good pitchers. His plan this year is to maybe only have the girls go through the lineup once and then see what they can bring. Here comes a high fly ball to left field. It's going to be a tough play out there. It's going to get down for a hit. On first base is Lauren Licari, the leadoff hitter. A great start for her. Now here comes Emily Taylor, always dangerous, in particular with a runner on. Star shortstop can definitely swing the big bat. Got a pinch runner coming in now. Licari, the catcher, after doing some work at the plate, is going to get a break, and don't exactly see the number out there because the young lady's wearing a jacket. I can't blame her, but it's pinch runner out there at first base for Licari. It's Aubrey Thielen. That's the good part about having my main man Joey Federico in here. I'll give a little love to Coach Fletcher as well, too. On the mound, Corlew ready to work. Taylor kind of steps out, looks down to Coach Johnston for the sign. Is ready to step back in. 1-0 our score here. Nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. Aggies got the leadoff runner on. Now the power hitter Taylor at the plate. Really nice changeup dropping in for a strike. And if you're watching and you hear me say things like changeup, rise ball, drop ball, if I don't get them right, you might be more of a softball expert than me, but I'm doing the best I can. Here comes the 0-1 to Taylor. Big swing and a miss there from the senior, but an easy stolen base out there for Thielen as she takes second. And that might be one of those. Emily Taylor was swinging at that one no matter where it was to try and get that runner second base with nobody out. Now you have 3 opportunities to possibly try and drive in that tying run here in the first. Another big swing and a miss. Taylor's going to go down on strikes there quickly as well. Here comes Ariana Brown. She plays third base. Batting in that 3 spot. Most teams, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 are your, heart of your lineup. But boy, this team is just all the way around. When you look at Beth Block, Mason McKinney batting 8-9. Whew, this is just a tough lineup. But a great job by Corlew getting the more ever dangerous Emily Taylor out with the runner on second base. After Thielen was able to steal, after the catcher Licari got on, they pinch ran for her. Stepping back in now. This one's going to be hit by the shortstop. And it's going to get by the left fielder as well. Coming around to score is going to be Thielen into second base with the RBI double is Ariana Brown. Thielen comes around to score. Going back in my box score there. We'll probably still give that credit to Licari because you can only do so much in that box score there. And here comes Emma Block. 1 out, runner back in scoring position after Brown drove in the pinch running Thielen. First one's going to be in there for a strike. Macy Johnston, the pitcher, on deck. Again, when you got her in the 5 spot, Dodak in the 6, this lineup is just absolutely insane, in particular for Division 4. This one's going to be fouled off right at the plate. 0-2 now the count to block. Love to get another strikeout here if you're Corlew on the mound. Block doesn't even really step out. Ultra focused here. That one's going to be just high. A really nice take there from Emma Block. 1-2 now the count. And you got Johnston, Dodak due up next. Runner at second base is Ariana Brown. Here comes the pitch to Block. That one's going to be low in the dirt. Brown looking to take third. She's going to be tagged out. Nice job nabbing her stealing as she tried to get to third base. Now nobody on. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. As my main man Aiden Mendel would say, it's a whole lot of twos up there. 1-1 the score. Bottom of the first inning. Gladwin scored on a home run. Lakari got a single. Pinch runner Thielen stole second, and then she was drove in by Ariana Brown. Brown got called or got tagged out trying to steal third. Now the count runs full, 3-2 after that last one missed. Corlew back on the mound, ready to deal. In there for a strike. So both pitchers give up a run, but strike out 2. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on as Brown was caught stealing. Due up for our friends at Gladwin. We're going to have Adri Ritchie, Austin McCormick, along with Izzy Seafrost. We're going to take a break and be back with more high school baseball or softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Get your yard ready for spring and summer with Martinez Lawn Care. Martinez Lawn Care is scheduling spring cleanups now, along with bush and tree trimming, landscaping needs, and scheduled mowing services. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. First pitch is going to be fouled off over the backstop. It's Adri Ritchie now at the plate for Gladwin. 1-1 the score here in the second inning. Johnston struck out 2 in the first. Did give up an absolute bomb to Liz Winchester. But I think Winchester was going to hit that home run no matter who she faced in her first at-bat of the year. She was locked in and ready to go. First pitch she saw sent it dead center field right over the Brad Gross Electric sign. Here comes the pitch for Macy Johnston. That one's going to be low. 2-1 now the count to Ritchie. Again, Gladwin last year, not the greatest record. I want to say 10-21 or something like that. But the conference they played, Jack Pine, Clare, Shepherd, Sanford Meridian, you got some really, really strong teams there. Johnston back in the circle. Winds, deals. That one's going to be hit right to her. Goes off her glove to Taylor. Nice play from Taylor to get the out at first. That's one of those you just write ground out there to shortstop, but not really a way to put that one in the books, as they say. Now up is going to be Austin McCormick. McCormick stepping in. She plays third base. Tough over there at that hot corner in softball, only about 45 feet away from the plate. Big swing and a miss there on the first pitch to McCormick. Izzy Searfoss on deck. Leah Grove after that. She is the designated player. She hits for Michaela O'Callahan, who's at short for the Flying G Ladies. Here comes the next pitch from Macy Johnston. Pulled the string on that one, strike 2. Excellent pitch there from Macy Johnston, the senior on the mound. Kind of has to put a brim of a hat on there with her hand. Check the sign from the pitcher. And she's ready to go with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Her third strikeout already. Mowing them down is Macy Johnston. Here comes the right fielder, Izzy Searfoss. Or Searfoss.
Number 21, Izzy Searfoss.
Foss batting from the right side. Got a teal-colored helmet. Doesn't really match the jersey, but if you've got a helmet you're comfortable with, I don't think coaches can make a big deal out of it. Remember back in my day, I was a little kid. Every helmet I put on just kind of rattled around my head and was way too big. 1-0 the count. Here comes pitch from Johnston. It's going to be popped up. Third base, it's going to be called off by Brown, but nobody's able to make the play, and so it'll be a pop single there. Kind of the rare thing you're right in the column, but that's what it's going to be. Now, Leah Grove stepping up for Gladwin.
Number 30, Leah Grove.
Grove, designated player. Oh, they ended up calling that foul, and so that's a my bad there. 1-1 the count as Searfoss steps back in. You like that foul call, though, if you're Beal City. Swing and a miss there. Going down on strikes is Searfoss, and that is 3 down there. Nothing happening that half. A ground out and 2 strikeouts for Macy Johnston. We are tied at 1 heading to the bottom of the second inning. Beal City with the lead over Gladwin. We'll see if this commercial breaks and timed up a little bit more right. I need to send them out a little bit quicker. It is the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this message from our great sponsors. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Pitcher Macy Johnston stepping to the mound. She's already struck out 4 in the circle. She's going to line this one to the shortstop. Nice play from O'Callahan over to first in time for the out. So quick ground out there. Here comes Dakota Dodak with the bases empty. Dodak had one of those plays that I'll never forget last year. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I was out here broadcasting Beal City, Portland St. Pat's. It's going to be a base hit out to left field, and that game was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And as Beal City tied it, she came up with the bases empty, and it just seemed like, all right, go to the next inning, score it again. But she absolutely blasted a single home run, and it put Beal City in front for good. She's on, 1 out, runner on first. Here comes a steal from Dodak. She is in there safely. So great job by Dodak. She gets the single. She takes second base as well. And now a runner in scoring position for the left fielder, Madison Fisher, wearing number 16, batting from the right side. Corlew ready to work. This one's going to be hit down third baseline. Foul, 1-1 now the count. Last inning, Corlew struck out 2. She got Emily Taylor on 3 pitches and Emma Block on 4. She gave up a single to Lakari, and then it was Ariana Brown who had an RBI double to drive in the pinch runner, Thielen. 1-1, 1 out, 1-1 the score. This one's going to be hit in between third base and short. It'll be a base hit for Fisher. Coming around to score is Dodak, and they accidentally throw it to second base, and then nobody covers second base, so Fisher's able to take second. What a heads-up play there from Madison Fisher. And my scoring column, she is going to get credit for a double. And technically it wasn't. It would be a single with an error. But I always say, if I can't make the play, I'm not going to give them an error out there as well. 2-1 now the score. Beal City goes in front. Runner on second base, one out at the plate. Second base. Always want to say second baseman, but I feel like I shouldn't. Second base lady, it's Mason McKinney at the plate. Batting from the right side. Ready Corlew on the mound. This one's going to be fouled back. You know, this lineup of Beal City said you think, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are where your power is, where your best hitters are. But 1 through 9 can just absolutely rake for Beal City. So if you're Corlew, might have thought, all right, I got through that first part of the lineup, first half of the lineup, maybe it'll be a little bit easier. And then you got a rope from Dodak and a rope from Fisher. Now, Beal City's in front, 2-1. Bottom of the second inning. At the plate's McKinney. Beth Block on deck. Changeup's going to be high. 3-1 now the count. And last thing you want to do is turn this lineup around with Lakari, a couple runners on base. 3-1. Corlew ready with it. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout there for Angelica Corlew. And then there's going to be a steal third base, and the ball is going to get away from the third base lady. Coming around to score is going to be Madison Fisher. So it is now 3-1, Beal City in front. And just like Coach Brad Antcliffe, and actually McKinney's still at the plate. That just made it 3-2. Pardon me. Still getting the bearings here in the early season. I'll make that joke. Still just one out. McKinney's going to hit this one third baseline. It's going to go foul. So 2 runs already across here in the bottom of the second for Beal City. 3-1 the score. Liz Winchester started the game off with a home run in the top of the first for Gladwin. Beal got it back in the bottom of the first. Lakari singling. Thielen coming around to score on the pinch run. He's a hard shot play to short. It's going to be not played. Tough play out there for O'Callahan. It's going to be a single for Macy McKinney. Now here comes right fielder Beth Block. Block looking down. Third base. Coach Johnston for the sign.
Number 6, Beth Block.
Block playing right field. Tough spot here now for Corlew. Last play probably should have been made for the out. McKinney shouldn't be on first, and that run maybe doesn't come across. But she's in the situation she's in, as they say. 3-1 is the score. Runner on first for Beal. This one's going to be hit right up the middle. Touching it with the glove is the pitcher. They'll get the force out at second base, but safe at first, and the fielder's choice is going to be Beth Block, and that'll turn around the lineup back to the top of the order with Lauren Lakari, who singled and didn't come around to score, but her pinch runner came around to score. Tie things up in the bottom of the first. Here she comes, bottom of the second. Runner on first. Changeup's going to be in there for a strike. Corlew back in the middle of the circle, gets the sign from Winchester, sets, deals. It's going to be hit towards third base. Not hard hit. It's going to be tough to get the force out at second. They're not going to be able to get it, and it gets away from the second baseman. Coming into third base safely is McKinney. She thinks about going home. Now they're going to run it in. Nobody's covering second, so it's taken. What a play out there from Lakari. Heads up to get to second base. So now runners at second and third for Beal City with Emily Taylor coming up.
Now batting for the Yankees, number 7, Emily Taylor.
And another one of those could rule that as an error in, my quote-unquote box score, but now we're not going to do that. We're going to give Lakari credit for the single and some heads-up base running to get out to second. You now have runners at second and third, and it looks like Thielen's going to come back in and run for Lakari. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Emily Taylor at the plate. Aggies have already put 2 across here in the bottom of the second inning. If Taylor's able to get a charge into 1 here, this could be dangerous. Change up there. Nice pitch. Taylor way out in front of it. Struck out on 3 pitches her first time up. Ready with it is Corlew. It's going to be fouled off the backstop. Might have hit the foot of Emily Taylor. She's a lot tougher than I am. But she's going to step back in, ready to go. Count 0-2, 2 outs. Runners on second and third for Taylor. The all-time home run leader for Beal City softball. Well, season leader, I should say. That one's going to be high, 1-2. Nice eye there from the shortstop, Taylor. Corlew, ready to go. She's kind of got the scouting report on Taylor. Wants to take it off. You know she's not going to beat her with her speed. This one's going to be hit towards second base. Not an easy play out there. They flip it. It's going to be not in time. They're going to be safe. And now another run comes across to score. Heads up play out there. Block comes in to score. But a great play from Thielen, who has her second run of the game, pinch running, and Taylor's going to end up safe on first base. I'm not going to give her credit for the 2 RBI there, but she hustled down the line and was able to get there. The first run was going to come across, but playing first base, kind of falling down, was Adri Ritchie, and noticing that was Thielen, and she used her speed to bolt around third base. Home, 5-1. Now the score, Beal City with the lead. Bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Now at the plate, Ariana Brown, who doubled her first time up. That one's going to get away from the catcher. Taylor's going to take second, looking to go to third now, and she stops right in between second and third, just daring the catcher Winchester to try and make a play. Brown's up, block behind her. Johnston comes back up. The Aggies will have batted around here in the bottom of the second inning. Corlew ready to deal on the mound. That one's going to be high. 2-0 now the count to Ariana Brown. Again, RBI double her first time up. She got nabbed trying to steal third base afterwards. That ended the first inning. Or pardon me, it didn't end the first inning. Rope towards short, another tough play. Great job out there from O'Callahan, but the throw's too tall. It goes over the first baseman's head. Coming in to score is Taylor, trying to take second, and diving in safely is Ariana Brown. So she's got another RBI. Actually, they're going to call baseline interference there. Another shout out to the Fletcher who's up here with me, but an RBI coming around to score is Taylor. You see her speed there. 6-1, now the score. An explosion here in the second inning for the Beal City softball bats. Block's going to send this one down the third baseline. It's fair. Coming in to score is Ariana Brown. Standing up at second base with the doubles, Emma Block.
Run scored by Brown.
What a second inning here for Beal City. They have now officially batted around here in inning number 2 as Macy Johnston comes back to the plate, and we've got a meeting of the minds on the mound for Gladwin. Now give me some time to thank some more of my great sponsors. Almost Up North, Stitches for Britches, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, WW Construction, the Fisher Companies, along with the friends at Kenneth Egger DDS, Pier Plumbing, Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff with Bradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, JJ Painting, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Block Electric, The Diner, All Seasons Fireworks, Bryant Family Farms, Isabella Bank, Hanging by a Thread, along with our friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools, big sponsor of everything we do, hiring bus drivers and parapros.
Number 21, Macy Johnston.
And here comes a Macy Johnston. She grounded out to short to start this inning. And she's going to send that one right back to short. O'Callahan's going to make the play in time. Nice job there by Gladwin getting out of the inning. But what an inning it was. 7-1 is the score as we head to inning number 3. What a second inning for Beal City. Lauren Licari gets on. Thielen comes around to score for her. Taylor comes around to score after she singles. Ariana Brown with another RBI hit. She comes around to score. Block with the RBI double. Dodak, Fisher, Block all came in to score. Macy McKinney got nabbed trying to go to second on the fielder's choices. Block was able to reach, but what a second inning for Beal City. They now lead it 7-1, and you're much more comfortable heading out for the top of this third inning if you are Miss Macy Johnston, because you can just kind of go out there and deal now. Doesn't matter what happens. Just throw everything you got. If you give up another home run to Winchester when she comes up, that's fine, because they need quite a few of them. And we'll see if Johnston stays on the mound after she gets through his last couple hitters. It's Leah Grove coming up now to bat.
Now batting for the G's, number 30, Leah Grove.
Grove stepping in. Johnston making sure everybody's set, ready to go. "7-1 the score. Top of the third inning. The Aggies explode offensively in the bottom of the second, putting up a 6 spot. As I look over JV action on the baseball field with Gladwin and Beal City, Gladwin leads that 2-0. Johnston ready to work. This one's going to be popped way out towards center field. A great play from Dodak in front of the fence to make the catch. Now here comes Kelsey Grieve up for Gladwin. Say quick second inning. Macy Johnston now with 4 strikeouts, and quick at bat there. Here comes the bottom of the lineup, Kelsey Greaves. Johnston working quickly, ready to go. That one's going to miss outside. Greaves, the left fielder, doesn't even step out of the box. Doesn't even really change her footing too much. He's ready to rock. 7-1 the score. Here comes the pitch for Macy Johnston. Going to take a little bit off of that one. Way out in front was Greaves. 1-1 now the count. 1 out. Behind the plates, Lauren Licari at first, Emma Block. Second, it's Macy McKinney at short, Emily Taylor. Ariana Browns at third. Got Madison Fisher out in left. Dodak out in center field, and Beth Block out in right field. Taking the string out of that one once again was Johnston. 1-2 now the count. Johnston now looking for her 5th strikeout of the afternoon. Sets, winds, and deals. Swing and a miss. Going down on strikes is Greaves. And now you really feel like Macy Johnston's kind of got it rolling at this point. Stepping up now back to the top of the order.
Number 2, Addison Ty Slicky.
Addison Ty Slicky. Ty Slicky flew out the left field her first time up. And pulling the string once again is Macy Johnston. And as soon as she threw it, you could hear Jake Johnston from the dugout going, "Nice pitch." Not a whole lot anybody's going to be able to do about that one. Here comes the 0-1. And a little bit off of that one as well. It's going to miss to the outside. A lot of off-speed stuff right now from Johnston. It's going to make it more difficult to catch up with her fastball when she needs to use it. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss for Ty Slicky. 1-2 now the count for the senior Johnston. And it was a home run from Liz Winchester. Other than that, it's been up, down for the Gladwin Flying G's. That one's going to bounce in there. Nice job by Licari keeping it in front of her. Wasn't necessarily going to be detrimental with nobody on base, but first game of the year, keep everything in front of you. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Top of the third inning. Beal City leads it 7-1 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Johnston. She has got 6. What a start for the senior. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 strikeouts in the second, 2 strikeouts in the third. That will get it done. Due up for Beal City is Dakota Dodak, Madison Fisher, and Macy McKinney. Back with the bottom of the third right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to that action here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Corlew back out on the mound. She's already given up 7, but there was a few errors out there in the second inning as well. All the blame can't go on her. She's doing the best that she can on the mound. Much love going out to our friends. Bird All-American Grill, sponsor of our post-game show. Woods Household Appliance, sponsor of our pregame show. Gates Drilling and Service, sponsor of our halftime show. Well, we got halftime. We'll dedicate, some of these half innings to our friends at Gates Drilling and Service. And much love to Barberry Law, Clark Modular Homes, and Weefrich Financial as well. Sponsor of our Weefrich Financial, Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Dodek's going to be able to beat that one out. Could, call that one an error on the shortstop. But again, if it's a play that I can't make, I'm not going to give him, knock on him for it. So we're giving Dodek credit for the single. She's already got 1 run. She singled her last time up in the last inning, stole second base. Now here comes Madison Fisher, who had a double in that second inning. Was able to drive in Dodek after she took second base. That one's going to be fouled off, 0-1 the count. And Dodek, the type of runner, I think if you are Coach Johnston, she's got that chance to go. You just let her go. She just has that speed, has that athleticism that you don't want to put any reins on her. This one is going to be right down the middle. Nice job pulling the string on that one by Corlew. 0-2 now the count to Madison Fisher. Up next is Macy McKinney. She singled her first time up. Didn't come around to score. She got out on a fielder's choice. This one's going to be hit towards center field. Not an easy play out there. Nice job coming in to make the catch was Addison Ty Slicky. So a pop out there for Fisher. Here comes Macy McKinney.
Now to bat for the Aggies, number 27, Macy McKinney.
So fly out to center field for Fisher. McKinney, 1 for 1. As I mentioned, got out on a fielder's choice. There goes Dodek looking to take second base. The throw is going to be way behind her, so she is in there safely. Her second stolen base here of the afternoon. 7-1 the score. Beal City ahead here in the bottom of the third inning. Runner on second base. 1 out with McKinney at the plate. She's going to send this one to third. Not an easy play over there. Throw is made in time, but a nice piece of base running by Dodek stepping up to third base. Not much you can do about that. If you are Gladwin, you got to make the play. Nice job there to get it over in first in time for the out, but now a runner at third base. Actually, they're going to say she stepped off the bag. Pardon me. It looked like she was out, but they're going to say she stepped off the bag or the throw wasn't in time as McKinney is on first base. And I'll blame that on me. I'm getting those bearings down a little bit. They look to steal second. They do successfully, and then the run comes in home easily for Dakota Dodek. McKinney now at second base, and it is now 8-1. Beal City with the lead. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Corlew starting to labor a little bit out there on the mound. And plays haven't been necessarily made behind her in this ballgame. This was going to be hit right up the middle. Nice play by Corlew over to first in time for the out. Big-time play there from the catcher. That one was grounded very hard back to the pitcher. Back to the top of the lineup with Lauren Licari. He's been on base both times. Pinch runner Thielen come around to score for her both times. Runner on third. Another run comes in for Beal City. It is 8-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. That one's going to miss inside. 1-0 the count to the leadoff hitter for Beal City. It's already been on base twice. I'll just say it's come around to score twice. So it hasn't been here. It's been Thielen, the pinch runner. That one's in there for a strike. Nice location, nice speed. Changing it from Corlew there. Corlew, ready, sets, deals. This one's going to be hit towards center field. It's deep, not an easy play out there. What a catch out in center field. Showing her range is Addison Ty Slicky. And that'll bring us to the end of the inning, but a very eventful third out. Oh, man, Lakari almost put that one out. Due up for Gladwin, it's going to be Reagan McCartney, Liz Winchester, and Angelica Corlew. And as you look through the first 3 innings for Gladwin, the only young lady with a hit is Miss Liz Winchester. That was a home run. Other than that, it has been a whole lot of nada for Gladwin. Ty Slicky flew out to left field. McCartney struck out. Then it was the Winchester home run. As I kind of go through all the at-bats here as we get ready for the top of the 4th inning. Then it was Corlew striking out to end the first. Second inning, Adri Ritchie grounded out to short. Then it was back-to-back strikeouts from McCormick and Searfrost from McKinney. Takes us to the 3rd inning. A fly out from Leah Grove, and then back-to-back strikeouts from Greaves and Ty Slicky back to the top of the order. A dominant performance so far on the mound from Macy Johnston. She has struck out 6 through 3. She has given up 1 hit, given up 1 run. Nakari back out there behind the plate, ready to go. Again, the defense around her is a big credit to what she's done as well. It's Johnston on the mound, Nakari behind the plate. At first, Emma Block. At second, Macy McKinney. At third, Ariana Brown. At short, it's Emily Taylor. Out in left field, Madison Fisher. Center field, Dakota Dodak. And right field, it is Beth Block. 8-1 the score. Beal City in front, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Or pardon me, the top of the 4th inning. And it's now Dodak coming into pitch for Beal City. And so Dodak's coming into pitch. You now have Emily Taylor out in left field. Macy Johnston, don't see exactly where she is, but we'll continue to reset things for you as we get them figured out. But it's now Dodak on the mound for Beal City. She winds and deals, and she puts a whole lot of speed on that first pitch, but it's going to miss low. 1-0 the count to Reagan McCartney. Winchester on deck. Corlew in the hole. Face Dakota Dodak. Talked about that strong performance. I actually asked Coach Johnson, I says, if you got a girl who's dealing, are you going to pull her? And he says, well, it worked this summer, so I'm going to stick with that same plan. His daughter, Macy Johnson, was dealing 6 strikeouts through 3, a 1-hitter, albeit at a bomb, but sticks with that plan. Now here comes Dodak. But if you're Gladwin, you might have been able to see 1 thing, 2 things that clue you in about Macy Johnston, so you're excited to face her the second time around, and then, whoop, she's not there. You got to go against Dakota Dodak, and it could be the same thing if they do get through this lineup a 3rd time, but Beal City starting to threaten that 5-run mercy rule, and if they're up 10 after 5, that'll do it. And one of the big reasons why is they want to play double headers here. You got to get this first game in, get that second game in before it gets dark. And we're only going to be calling the 1 game most days unless there's something crazy going on, conference championship on the line or whatnot. So here we are with our opening game of softball on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Dodak just misses low on that one. 3-2 now the count to Reagan McCartney. McCartney looks down the third baseline, gets the sign. Coach Collins now steps back in. So it's going to hit towards first. What a play over there, first base from Emma Block. Whoa, boy. This is a line shot. Block handled it easily. Big time play over there. The ground, I guess, I don't even know if I call it a ground out, a line out to first base. I think it probably be the way to put it into the box score. Here comes Winchester. First time up, she hit a bomb against Macy Johnston, but now again, you got Dodak to deal with out there. That one's going to miss low and outside. 1-0 the count to Winchester. Angelica Corlew, the pitcher, up next. She struck out her first time up. 8-1, Beal City with the lead. Here comes a smash towards center field once again, and it's going to go off the wall this time. Taylor fields it so cleanly, it's actually only going to be a single for Winchester, but it's off the wall. That doesn't happen very often. And now here comes Angelica Corlew.
Now batting for the G's, double zeros, Angelica Corlew.
I think there's part of you that's got to feel that if you are Beal City, if Corlew's the only one to get a hit on you, that's okay. This one's going to be popped down the first baseline, looking to make another play over there as block. It's going to go foul. Corlew steps back in. That one's going to miss. 2-1 now the count. As I look at things, no longer out there playing defense. It's Addison Sanders now out there. Macy Johnston, I believe, has turned into the designated player. And again, they're still getting things down here a little bit in the early going. That one's also going to be fouled. It's 1-2 now the count to Corlew. Dodak taking her time on the mound, ahead in the count 1-2 here, looking for the strikeout. That one's going to be high. 2-2 now the count. Lakari with a quick check, fake throw down to first base, making sure Winchester doesn't get too much of a lead. Winding, dealing. That one's going to be just outside. It's going to run the count full to Corlew. And you got a feeling this is a big moment in this ball game right now. If Gladwin's going to have a chance to get back in it, something's probably got to happen in this inning. You're giving up 1-6-1. You don't want them to come up with only your one run. Comes a pop towards center field. Diving to make the play is Emily Taylor. What a play from the center fielder as she comes in to make the catch. A big-time play there to keep that runner at first as well. And now here comes Adri Ritchie up to the plate. But what a catch from Taylor out in center field. That will surely be our Bills custom fabrication of the game. What a play from Taylor in center field. She's probably 10 yards maybe or 10 feet or so in front of that 200 mark. Here comes the steal. They've got now a pickle set up over there with Winchester looking to tag her out, and she's going to be safe. Nice job by Winchester diving in there. McKinney and Block wanted to make sure they didn't throw it into the outfield, and I think with 2 outs, up 7 runs, you maybe do just kind of give up that base. But Rich will step back in, down to the count 0-1. Feel like she had to swing with the runner, Liz Winchester going. Ritchie at the plate. She's 0 for 1. Dodak in the circle. Start to see the wind blowing on the jerseys out there a little bit. Comes a grounder towards short. Not an easy play to make. It's going to be fumbled a little bit by Sanders. And so safe at first base will be Ritchie. And so now a run around third, run around first for Austin McCormick.
Now batting for the G's, number 1, Austin McCormick.
So that one's going to be ruled in errors. I've actually got the game changer pulled up now, but we're still going to give Ritchie credit for a single there because not an easy play for Sanders to make, in particular with Winchester running right in front of her. Here comes a line shot right up the middle. Coming in to score is Winchester, and the Flying G's got a little bit of life as Winchester comes around to score on the RBI single from McCormick. And now here comes Izzy Searfoss.
Now batting for the G's, number 21, Izzy Searfoss.
Runners on first and second. Nice job by Beal City getting that right back in, not allowing that runner to move from first to third. Dodak with the pitch. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Searfoss struck out her first time up, playing right field for the Flying G's. 8-2 the score. top of the fourth inning. Runners on first and second with 2 out for Gladwin. That one's going to get away from Licari. Nice job by Licari eating that one, not trying to throw it to third or second. She did so, and it gets away. You're going to allow another run to come in, and why not make him earn it at the plate? 0-1 now the count for Dodek. Searfoss stepping back in now with 2 runners in scoring position. Shot to short. A little bit of a fumble over there, but the throw is made in time by Sanders for the out. So ground out to short. Searfoss goes down, leaves 2 runners on base here, and Beal City will come up in the bottom of the fourth inning, leading 8-2. Due up for Beal City. It's going to be Taylor. It's going to be Brown. It's going to be Block. It's going to be difficult for Gladwin to deal with. We'll take another break here. Back with more softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Rowan. Want to toss the ball around?
No, thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Marbury Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291.
Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric, and go Aggies! Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Here comes Emily Taylor up to bat for Beal City. Struck out in the first. And a single in the second and came around to score. Again, she might have reached via error, but I'm giving her credit with the single. That one's going to miss 1-0, the count to Taylor. The season home run leader all time for Beal City steps back in. That one's also going to miss 2-0, the count. As I look at the game changer here, more official stats than the Spockman stats. They've got her 0 for 2. I've got her 1 for 2. Got to reach in via an error second time. This one's good. Will be a single right up the middle. And she takes a big round around first. And then she'll trap back. So back-to-back singles now for Emily Taylor.
Now batting for the Aggies, number 10, Ariana Brown.
Here comes Ariana Brown. She's got 2 RBIs. We start to talk about that Zeta Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. Brown kind of has her name penciled in right now. Big RBI double in the first, and here comes another hit in between third and short. Stopping at second is Taylor, but 3 for 3 is Ariana Brown. Here comes Emma Block. Block struck out in the first inning, had an RBI double in the second inning. And you look up at the scoreboard, 1 in the first for Beal City, 6 in the second, 1 in the third, and now already threatening. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. This one's going to be a rope down the third baseline, but it will go foul. Great contact there from Emma Block. Macy Johnston is on deck. She's grounded out to shortstop. Both of her times up, and funny enough, both of those were in the second inning. Runners on first and second. Nobody out for Emma Block. That one's going to be high. Big lead out there from second to third from Emily Taylor, but she dances back. Nice job behind the plate by Winchester. I think if you're Beal, you want them to make that throw just to see if it could go to the outfield, and with Taylor's speed, she could score from second. This one's going to be a bomb out towards left field. It's going to be a tough play. It's going to be just foul. Ooh, boy, that one was really close to that foul pole and that 200 mark out there. Trying to make the play on it was Greaves, and she kind of got underneath it, and that didn't see that one might have gone over the fence, but just foul. It's just a long strike, though, as Emma Block steps back in. Runners on first and second. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Corlew on the mound. This will be her 60th pitch here. That one's going to be high. 2-2 now the count. It's the exact situation that you want your cleanup hitter. Couple runners on. Nobody out. 2-2 is the count. She's going to get something to hit here. She's going to rope this one down the third baseline. Foul once again. Tell you what, it is not easy to throw anything by Emma Block. Steps back in for the 2-2. Corlew winds and deals on the mound. Hit hard towards third base. What a play! Looking for the double play, but it's going to be airmailed by the third base player. That was Austin McCormick with a great play to get that initial out, but then looked to get the second out and made a play that sent it out to right field, but on top of things was the right fielder, so they send it back in without allowing the run to score. So a score remains 8-2, but there's now runners on the corners with one out, and Macy Johnston coming up. Pardon me, it's not Macy Johnston coming up. That is going to be Sanders. Sanders stepping in, her first at bat. That one's going to miss inside. Addison Sanders. Shout out to Joey Federico for making sure I know that young lady's first name. I see A. Sanders out there, but I want to give them all the love they deserve. Big swing and a miss there as Corlew pulls the string on that one. Stealing second base easily is going to be Brown. 8-2 the score. Here comes a pitch. That one's going to be a swing and a miss for Sanders there. 1-2 now the count. Down on the count is Sanders. Winding and dealing is Corlew. Another swing and a miss, but it's going to get away from the catcher, so they'll have to throw it down in first and then try and come back home. Coming home, sliding in safely for the run is Brown. And so another run is across, and if you're Sanders, it's not what you wanted to happen, the strikeout and the putout, I guess they're kind of the rare strikeout putout, but the run still did come across. 2 outs, and the score is now 9-2. Here comes Dakota Dodak. What a game she's had. Scored 2 runs. Stolen 2 bases. Been on base both times, obviously. She's been up to bat. She's ready to go swinging from the right side here. It's going to be hit hard down the third baseline. It'll go foul. A little too quick for Coach Jake Johnston over there, even at his coaching spot there. 9-2 the count. Aggie girls have scored in every inning. 1 in the first, 6 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Dodak ready for it again. Pulling the string on that one is Corlew, but it's going to go high. 2-1 now the count to the center fielder. Well, the youngster who started at center field is now on the mound for Beal City. That one's going to be low. 2-1 now the count. Not a bad location there from Corlew. Dodak, experienced hitter. Almost to lay off that one. And Dodak with power at all sides of the field. If she does get one down the middle, she wants to try and serve up. That one's also going to miss. 3-1 now the count to Dodak. On deck is Madison Fisher. Already drove in Dodak once. This one's going to be pop foul. It's going to hit on top of, or just go over the press box here at Beal City High School. Shout out to our friends at Isabella Bank. Sponsors of most every scoreboard you see in the mid-Michigan area. And of course, we're coming to you from those Barberry Law Studios built by our friends at Konwinski Construction. Say Bill's Custom Fabrication of the game. A great catch out in center field from Emily Taylor. Here comes the 3-2. This one's going to be hit hard towards third. It's going to get by third baseman over there. Coming in to score is going to be Emma Block. Block comes around to score. Brown came around to score.
Aggies number 16, Madison Fisher.
Again, I'm going to rule that as an RBI single. Of course, that's going to be an error on that one, but it's now 10-2. Here comes Madison Fisher to the plate. She blasts this one out to left center field. Not an easy play out there in center field, but making the catch out there is Addison Ty Slicky. And so that'll bring us to the end of the fourth inning. Beal City leads it 10-2.
Your score, G's 2, Aggies 10.
Aggies kind of a chance here to close it out in this fifth inning. If they don't give up anything and are able to put up 2 runs themselves, they could end this one early. Going to take another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Aggie softball right after a word from our great sponsors and our great friends who make it possible for us to be here. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bryce Updegraff with Palladium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Thanks to coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Palladium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. 989-620-6595.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Top of the fifth inning, Alea Grove at the plate for Gladwin. And with the way the Aggies have put up runs in this game, it's kind of a scary moment if you're Gladwin. You feel like you got to put up a run or two. You don't want to give the Aggies just 2 runs to try and end this game in 5. Big swing and a miss there that time from Grove. Dodak took a little bit off of that one, and way out in front was the hitter Grove. Grove, a designated player. She doesn't play on the field. Just gets to go up there and swing that bat. Kind of, every kid's dream. Dodak back in the middle of the circle. Winds, deals. Another swing and a miss. Going down on strikes is Grove. That'll be the first strikeout for Dakota Dodak. And now here comes the bottom of the order in Kelsey Greaves. Dodak back into the circle. And could see another pitcher used in this game if Coach Johnston wants to. But with this lead now 10-2, see if Dodak can finish off this inning. The Beal City Aggie girls can get a couple across in the 5th and try and win this one early. I feel like that's something you always look for when you're looking at those records at MHSAA.com. You look for those games that were shortened. You see a bunch of them. That's how you know you've got a really dominant team, not just at the plate, but also on the mound. 2-0 the count now as Dodak misses on that one. Greaves struck out her first time up. Again, that was against Macy Johnston, who struck out 6 through 3. Big swing and a miss there from Greaves out in front of that one. Back to the top of the order with Addison Ty Slicky. Then you got Reagan McCartney. And after that, it's Winchester, who's the only player who's really done anything in this one. Big swing and a miss. Not a good pitch either to swing at that one for Greaves. 2-2 the count. And our score 10-2. Beal City with the lead. That one's going to be high and outside. Run the count full to Greaves. Top 5th inning here. Beal City leads it 10-2 over Gladwin. First game of the year for both of these teams. That one's going to miss. It's going to be the first walk of the ball game, I believe, there for both teams. Now up, Addison Ty Slicky, the center fielder for Gladwin. Obviously, it's not been a great game for Gladwin. You trail 10-2, but There's two players that have played well. It's Winchester, who's been dominant at the plate, and Ty Slicky. She's made a few really nice plays out there in center field tracking the ball down. She doesn't make a catch or two. Game probably already is 12-2, and the Aggie girls are threatening to win it in 5. Big swing and a miss there. Chance for Greaves to take second base. She gets there just in time. Lakari was way, way late breaking out to make that throw, and she still almost got it down there. You really see her arm strength from behind the plate. Ty Slicky now down the count, 0-2. Dodak winds, deals. It's just going to miss high. 1-2 now the count. Really good eye out there from Ty Slicky. Dodak, Lakari, settle on the pitch. Dodak winds, deals. That one's going to be in the dirt. Nice job by Lakari keeping it in front of her to keep that runner at second base. 2-2 the count. 10-2 remains the score. Beal City, the dominant 6-run second inning. I'll split up 1 in the first and the third and 2 in the second. Dodak is able to hold the Flying G's down here in the top of the 5th. They get 2 more. This cat could be out of here for an early dinner. Count is full. Dodak walked the batter with a full count moments ago. This one's going to be popped up. Lakari's not going to be able to get there to make the play. He'll get just out of the field of play here at Beal City High School. And I can see the scoreboard over there. JV baseball action. Gladwin's put up 1 in the first, second, and third, so Gladwin JV baseball leads Beal City JV baseball 3-0. But here it's all Aggies on the softball field, varsity action. They lead it 10-2. Here comes that 3-2. Taking a bit off of it is Dodak, but it's going to be high. Back-to-back walks now. And Ty Slicky was actually down in that count 0-2 as I kind of look back at things here. And so a very, very impressive at-bat there for Ty Slicky, who, again, has played really well out in center field. If you're looking for a player of the game for Gladwin, it's obviously Winchester, who's 2 for 2 at the plate and has scored both of the runs. But other than that, Ty Slicky's been really, really solid as well, too. And Coach Johnston does look like he is going to make a pitching change here, which will goof some things up. But as soon as I get everybody down where everybody is, we will bring that to you. We'll wait to see who's going to be in the circle now for the Aggie girls. It's going to be Lauren Gross stepping on the mound now for the Beal City Aggie girls. And we've got Game Changer up here. And obviously I want you to listen to me, but Game Changer is a great way to follow along with what lots happening with high school baseball and softball. Again, there are no NFHS network cameras out here. So sometimes you can find the game on there, but definitely want to watch it with your boy here on the Michigan Sports Network whenever you can. But it'll be Lauren Gross now on the mound. Lakari remains behind the plate. Brown and Block remain at first and third. Sanders will remain at short. McKinney at second. Thielen out in right field. Fisher out in left. And Emily Taylor will remain in center field. That will be the new defensive alignment coming up for the Aggie girls. The runners on first and second. First time Gladwin has had multiple base runners in this game. Actually, pardon me, they did have multiple base runners in the 4th inning when Winchester singled off the wall. Yes, singled off the wall is a great play from Emily Taylor to get it back in quickly. She eventually came around to score on the RBI single from McCormick. So my bad there. But point is, there has not been a lot of base runners for Gladwin. There's 2 on right now. I feel like they've got to get at least 1 run across here. 2 up for Beal City in the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be McKinney and Block then heading back to the top of the order with Lakari. So 2 runs could definitely happen for Beal City in the bottom of the 5th. You got to get something here if you're Gladwin. Lauren Gross, her first pitch is going to go inside. Big leads out there at first and second, but neither base runner trying to actually take the bag for Gladwin. 10-2 the score. Beal City with the lead. Top of the 5th inning. 1 out, 2 runners on for Gladwin. Trying to stay alive in this one. And if Beal City holds Gladwin to 0 here, I think they're going to have a good chance of putting up 2 runs in the 5th. These two teams will take a short break after this first game and play another one. Again, I won't be broadcasting that one. There'll be a couple times this year where we broadcast back-to-back games. Hopefully maybe make it from a softball game to a second baseball game if possible, or vice versa. Well, it'll be about the timing if we're able to do some of those multiple broadcasts. 2-1 to count. 1 out here. Top of the 5th inning. Runners on first and second for the Flying G's. Big moment here for McCartney at the plate. Be a swing and a miss. 2-2 now the count. If you're Lauren Gross, first batter you face, you would love to get a punch out here. Gross kind of steps off for a moment. Now steps back in, winds and deals. Going to be a pop-up, fouled on the third baseline. Trying to make a play out there was Ariana Brown. Just couldn't quite get there. We'll do the 2-2 once more with Lauren Gross. And at the plate, Reagan McCartney. Say Winchester on deck. You do not want her coming up with the bases loaded. She has hit 2 bombs to center field. 1 over the fence, 1 off the fence. Gross steps back into the circle, winds, deals, swing and a miss. A big punch out there from Lauren Gross. Now here comes Winchester. She is 2 for 2 on the day. She scored both of the runs for Gladwin. This one's going to be grounded towards first. Not an easy play. Not covering first base is Gross, and then it's going to get away from Macy McKinney, who's covering from second. 1 run will come in from Gladwin. Rounding third, threatening to come in, but not coming in, is going to be Addison Tyslicki. So Greaves is able to come around and score. It is now 10-3, Beal City with the lead, but Gladwin with a big run here in the 5th inning. As I said, if it stayed 10-2, I think this game could have been over in 5. Now it's going to be much more difficult for Beal City. They have to put up 3 runs to try and end it in 5. Gross winds, deals. This one's going to be hit down the first baseline. It'll be foul. (10-3) the count. Big run for, I almost want to call it an insurance run because I felt for sure that Beal City would have put up 2 runs. This one's going to be fouled back from Corlew. But Winchester now, 2 runs, got an RBI, I'll call it. Here comes Corlew, who's 0 for 2 on the day. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Gross pulls the string on that one. It'll be in there for a strike. Corlew goes down, the second strikeout of the inning for Lauren Gross. It's 10-3 heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Aggies, I think they're a threat to put up 3 runs here and try and end it in 5. And if that's something I talk about a lot, well, it's something I've seen a lot the past 3 years, 4 years when it comes to Beal City baseball. Again, that's the sign of a really dominant team. You have some of those, you go back and look at some of the scores the last couple of years of Beal City baseball or softball, Sacred Heart baseball or softball, I'll say. You see those 3-inning games, you see those 5-inning games, those are a big deal. 10-3 the score. Gladwin coming back out. Corlew looks like she will remain on the mound for the Flying G's. And you think about a girl giving up 10 runs. A lot of it's been the defense behind her, though. If all the plays were made, this game's probably more around 6-3 as opposed to 10-3. Corlew continues to work on the mound. A couple more warm-up pitches. She gets ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. So you think about if you're Beal City, you can actually trade outs for runs. Gladwin's got 6 outs left to play with. They scored 1 run per every out. That would just make it 10-9. And so you're feeling very comfortable right now if you're Coach Jake Johnston. But as I said, I'll continue to say, you'd love to get that 5-inning game, get these girls a little bit of a break, see if they can get game 2 in before we hit dark, as it's now 5-11 here at Beal City on this beautiful Friday afternoon. I'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow afternoon, probably around 1:50 or so. I'll be live from Tennyson Stadium at Central Michigan University as Sacred Heart Academy baseball takes on Rudyard. As Sacred Heart baseball finally gets to open their season. It was open a week ago to be at Sacred Heart Academy for Beal City Sacred Heart Academy baseball. Whenever that game gets made up, we'll be there, but be in Shepherd Monday for Beal City, Shepherd baseball and softball. And that could be one we hope to get a baseball and a softball game in. We will see how things go. Line foul, the first pitch of the at-bat for Macy McKinney. Say it's McKinney, it's Block, and Licari. And Block is out of the game. Big shout out to Joey Federico for hooking me up with that. Is it going to be Thielen coming in to hit for her, I believe? So it's going to be hit towards third. Not an easy play. It's going to be fair. It's going to get by third base. Trying to dig for second. Sliding in safely is going to be McKinney, showing her athleticism. McKinney is now 3 for 3 in the game. She's got a pair of singles. Now I'm going to give her credit for a double there with some great base running. And here comes Aubrey Thielen.
Now batting for the Aggies, it's Aubrey Thielen.
Thielen hitting for Block. She's already scored 2 runs this game, actually, as a pinch runner. She's looking to slap that one down the third baseline and trot it out. And when I say slap it, slap hitters are usually batting on the left side. A lot of times they're kind of leaning towards first base as they're putting contact to the softball. And it can be very tough to make a play when these girls are speedy. That one, trying to pull the string on it was Corlew, and you could tell she just kind of lost the handle on that one. It's going to allow McKinney to trot up to third base. And this is why that run was so important. Again, 10-3 might not seem that much different from 10-2, but you're already threatened to get a run in here if you're Beal City. Then it would have just been 1 run to make it a mercy game. So now you got that 1 more run to play with if you're Corlew on the mound with the defense behind you. That one's going to miss. 2-1 now, the count to Thielen. Licari's already scored. Well, she's already been on base, and the pinch runner who's at the plate now came around to score 2 times. This one hit right to the pitcher. Corlew wants to make the play at home. She'll get it there for the out. Big-time play, but if you're McKinney, you had to try and charge home. Licari coming up to the plate now, still a runner on, but Thielen's not able to bring in the runner from third. Licari checks the, I'll say, play sheet on the wrist. Make sure she's got it right. Coach Johnston now, she's ready to go. She's looking to put down the bunt. Going to be a steal all the way for Thielen. She's in there safely. I want to say that's her 3rd steal of the game, 2 of them as a pinch runner. This time she gets on via the fielder's choice and is able to make the steal as well. So I want to say that's 3 stolen bases for her in this ball game already. 10-3 the count. 0-1 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. This one's a rope past third base. Licari is on base for the 3rd time this afternoon. They try and throw it in home for Thielen, but it's too late, allowing Licari to take second base. Again, you think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. Ariana Brown is 3 for 3, so that's going to be tough to beat, but a big play right there from Licari. Her 3rd time on base. Again, she had pinch runners come in for her with Thielen a couple times. Now she's at second. She'll stay in. Just 1 out, 11-3 now the score. Taylor steps in. Taylor could end the game with a home run, and it's a real possibility with the slugging shortstop, who's actually now playing center field. Taylor's going to hit this one towards first. Not an easy play to make. Nobody's going to cover first either. Licari will stay at third, but it's going to be, well, I'm going to rule it as a single for Taylor. It might get ruled as an error in the actual scoring column, but you know how your boy does. If I can't make the play, we don't want to rule it as an error. Coach Johnston now changing things up. Looks like we got a new batter coming in here. Oh, no, pardon me. It's going to be Ariana Brown still coming in, and you'd be crazy to take her out. Again, she's listed as 2 for 3. I've got her 3 for 3. Again, our score is 11-3. 2 runs will end it here in the bottom of the 5th for Beal City. Brown shows bunt. Now there's going to be a steal. The runner's also going to come home. Great base running right there from Coach Johnston as well as Emily Taylor. And so coming in to score is going to be Taylor. It is now 12-3, Beal City with the lead. That one's going to be high. 0-1 now the count. Or pardon me, it's Taylor out there at second base as I continue to goof things up. Thielen came around to score. Lakari came around to score. Taylor's now at second. Brown looking to drive her in for the game-winning run. 12-3 is our score. This one's fouled off the backstop. And the way this game has gone, it would just make sense whether it was Brown or Block if they were able to drive in the game-winning run, because they have just absolutely crushed it here in their first game of the season in their 3-4 spots. 12-3 the score. Here comes the 1-2. This one is raked down the left field line. It's going to go way foul, but it would have been way gone if it had stayed fair. Big blast there from Brown. Just want to straighten that one out. Corlew in the circle. Winchester behind the plate. Got a feeling with the way this one's gone, Corlew is probably going to be pitching game number 2 as well. That one, taking the string off it, it's going to miss high. 2-2 now the count to Ariana Brown. RBI double her first time up, RBI single her second time up, single her last time up, and she came around to score. Scored 2 runs, she drove in a couple. This one's a high pop-up, not an easy play for the shortstop. O'Callahan's going to get underneath it to make the play. And here comes Emma Block. And I mentioned Brown kind of having that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game penciled in. I think Block's the one girl who might be able to take it from her. She's got an RBI double. She came around to score after reaching base in the 4th inning. Back up here in the 5th inning, looking to drive in that game-winning run from second base, and it's the speedy Emily Taylor. So you send one into the outfield. Now they look to throw it quickly. It's going to get away. Now they're going to send her in for the game-winning run, and Taylor's going to score! That's going to do it. Emily Taylor scores from second base on the error as they try and pick her off at second base. You're not going to see that very often. And for that to end the first game of the season, holy cow. You see the speed of Emily Taylor, and boy, I might have to start thinking a little bit more about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. We're going to take a break as we head on into our Bird All-American Grill postgame show. When we come back, we'll talk about our first softball game of the year. Maybe a little rusty for this guy. 13-3, the Beal City Aggie girls a winner. 1 in the first, 6 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and then 3 in the fifth. To end it, we'll be back to put a bow tie on this one here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't Pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher's Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it one more time here from Beal City on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Your Aggie girls victorious 13-3. It's going to be a short Bird All-American Girl post-game show here because your boy's going to be back on the air tomorrow afternoon. We'll be back on the air Monday. I'm knocking on wood here in the press box, but if weather permits, we're going to be on the air a whole bunch now. So hopefully spring is here. 13-3 the final. I was asking my main man Joey Federico who should be the player of the game. Wasn't expecting him to say Aubrey Thielen, but when he brought it up, I thought, man, she did have a very big impact on that game. Came in to pinch run twice for Lauren LaCara. Came around to score both times. She also reached base in that 5th inning and came around to score herself while doing a solid job out in right field. And so Aubrey Thielen is going to be our Zaid Batchelor Baller of the Game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. And so game 1 of many underway here now on deck, or over finally, I will say, much to the mercy of all of you out there listening. But Beal City, 13-3, a winner in 5 innings. We'll be back with more baseball action tomorrow, probably be on the air right around 1:45, 1:50, as Sacred Heart Academy takes on Rudyard, coming down from the UP at Central Michigan University at Tennyson Stadium. So it'll be a fun atmosphere for that one. And then hopefully we're back with Beal City on Monday, maybe with baseball and softball action if everything works out perfectly, as they head to Shepherd to take on the Blue Jays. But big thank you out there for tuning into our first softball baseball game of the year. So much more coming up. The Beal City Aggie girls a winner, 13-3.